Hey, Forrest here. Nothing like getting paid. And with ICCU's mobile app, I can deposit checks or accept Zelle payments so the money hits my account fast. I just wish there was an app for mowing the rest of these lawns.
Right now, Lithia Ford of Boise is buying used vehicles. How much you want for the SUV?
I don't know.
Well, Lithia Ford will give you more than that.
How much more?
More than you think.
I'm not thinking anything.
I'm thinking you might get even more than that. See how much more you can get at Lithia Ford of Boise.
When it comes to concrete, we've got you covered. RowPaint.com offers custom concrete coating services for your garage, business, warehouse, and more. And we do it in one day. We are your complete concrete coatings solution.
This is Bronco Nation News Live. The best interviews, the most informed opinions, the latest breaking news. It's Mondays with Mallory with KTIK 95.3 FM The Ticket's John Mallory. Listen to Idaho Sports Talk with Prater in the Ballgame weekdays from 3 to 6 on 95.3 FM The Ticket and online at KTIK.com. Today's broadcast is coming from the Cutwater Spirits Canned Cocktail Studios. Check out one of their more than 30 flavors of pre-mixed premium cocktails at your local gas station or grocery store. Now, here's Johnny Ballgame and BJ Rains with another edition of Bronco Nation News Live.
Hey, how we doing, Boise State fans? Happy Monday to you. New week. And we're starting it off here, Bronco Nation News Live, BroncoNationNews.com. Every Monday, every Tuesday, every weekday at 9 a.m. We talk Boise State sports here on the social media channels of Bronco Nation News. Hopefully you subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's the one we're building up the most. Just go to youtube.com/Bronco Nation News. And we got our man, John Mallory, as you heard,
yes.
Mondays with Mallory. Hope you had a great weekend, Johnny. We're back at it for another week, man. How we doing?
Doing well, BJ. It's a lot going on, obviously, in the sports world now with the NHL playoffs beginning this week, the NBA playoffs over the weekend, and just things flying out for the weather starting to get nice. It was like warm all weekend. Every time I went outside, whether it's just to take the trash out or do something in my yard, I was surprised at how warm it was. It was great, man. Hopefully it just keeps getting warmer, and here we go.
I will be at the epicenter of the sports world this weekend. Do you know where I will be?
Well, I think, okay, I'm going to say you're going to be at some XFL football game in St. Louis.
You're close, but no, I will be in Seattle to watch the Cardinals and the Mariners this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
But at the same time on Saturday night, you have Cardinals-Mariners. You have the first ever home playoff game for the Seattle Kraken against the Colorado Avalanche. And then you do have, with everything on the line, a playoff berth on the line in the regular season finale, your Seattle Sea Dragons hosting somebody at CenturyLink Field or whatever it's called now there in Seattle. So 3 of the biggest sports events in the country going on in Seattle next Saturday night.
That's going to be a great weekend there. Hopefully the weather is killer too.
If not, it's supposed to be raining and kind of cool, unfortunately.
That hockey game too. I mean, the first one at Climate Pledge, obviously, for the Kraken. There's a lot of folks jumping on the bandwagon. BJ, I am one of them. I cannot wait for a hockey game this week. That's never happened in my life before. So, yeah, a lot going on, man. Let's get this done.
I would have loved to have tried to go, but when it's the first ever home playoff game and they're playing the defending Stanley Cup champion Avalanche, I'm guessing ticket prices are not cheap for that.
Yeah, right. Probably $400 for the lowest seat in the building, maybe even more. It'll be a big one, BJ.
It'll be cool to be in Seattle when that's going on. Just kind of see the atmosphere. We're staying downtown, so we'll see a lot of people in jerseys and things like that. And I've never been to T-Mobile Park, so looking forward this weekend to seeing that.
You've been to like 23 big league ballparks too. That's one of them. Seattle.
Cardinals have just never played there when I've been able to go. So, yeah, I've never been to Seattle. So I'm looking forward to I've been to Seattle once for the UW football game in 2013, but never been there for a baseball game. So looking forward to that. We got a lot to get to, Johnny. We talked to Leon Rice on Friday, and I know you and Bob on your show on Friday did some similar stuff and talked about it, but it's our first chance since Leon Rice has talked to hear from him, talk about this roster, talk about some of these newcomers. And then I want to ask you, Johnny, if you think they're done. There's reports out there, and I actually confirmed, I guess the report is mine, Bronco Nation News. I talked to Dawson Baker, the shooting guard from UC Irvine, who averaged 15 points a game last season. He confirmed to me that he plans to visit Boise State this upcoming week. He's got 4 finalists. Boise State is one of the 4. It's Utah, Utah State, BYU, and Boise State. And he is visiting next week. And I asked him, kind of what the reasoning was behind that. And he said, hey, Boise State has a chance to have a historically good team the next 2 years, and it would be fun to be a part of something like that. So the exact quote was, Boise State is a really strong team set up for the next 2 years, should be historically good for that program, which would be fun to be a part of. The problem is it would have to be so much fun to be a part of that he'd probably have to be willing to come off the bench, Johnny. And I'm not sure a guy that's entering the portal, averaging 15 a game at UC Irvine, wants to pick somewhere where he is going to be coming off the bench. I would assume, if I'm just guessing, that he goes to Utah or maybe BYU. There's more minutes available, probably some NIL money. I don't know. But, man, if they were able to get a kid like that, and either somebody else leaves or Max takes the walk-on, to make this happen, that to me would be a legit – you could legit say Leon Rice came through on the super team reference if you had another 15-point-a-game score to this team. But as it is for now, Johnny, 3 – we'll get to that, at the end. But right now, 3 newcomers. Omar Stanley was the newest one on Friday. When you look at Cam Martin, Omar Stanley, and Roddy Anderson, and then with what you heard from Leon, where are you on what they've done in the transfer portal and where they are at this point?
Yeah, I'm buying in big to this offseason so far. I think they've checked just about every single box. I think this team right now on paper is better than this team was this time last year on paper. You have all league players coming back. It feels like they're hungry. They've been to the tournament 2 straight years. They know what it takes to get there. I think they are equipped to get back. It's just when they get there, figuring it out to finally get on top or climb over that mountain, whatever you want to say for a reference in regards to winning their first ever NCAA tournament team. It's going to be a fun season for Boise State. Yeah, I like the additions they've made. I'm buying into Leon Rice's philosophy that, look, this is just, whether you call it small ball or not, it's not going to be a traditional form where you have some guy in the middle, a traditional center maybe, who helps you defensively, but takes away some of the things you want to do offensively. Leon said that at the press conference last week. So, yeah, no, I think this team's going to be in terrific shape to contend for another Mountain West championship, and it's going to be fun for Bronco Nation, in my opinion. I like this team.
Here's Leon Rice talking about the 3 newcomers to the Boise State men's basketball team.
Bronco Nation's going to love the guys we brought in. They're high character guys coming from great families with great stories, and they're going to thrive here. They really are, and I'm excited to see what they bring. Not just the transfers, but those freshmen that we signed is a really special group. So, couldn't be more pleased with what we were able to accomplish in the offseason. Because also, you have to put a team together. You can't just get 13 of the best players. I mean, there's some programs that do that, and that's their philosophy, and it can work in that way. But ours isn't that way, and we are greater than the sum of our parts. We make it fit, but you still have to have talented guys to do that and to win games, especially in this league.
There he is, Leon Rice. Bronco Nation gonna love these guys, is what he said, Johnny. And there was a lot of excitement, I think, Friday when Omar Stanley committed. Again, the stats don't, light up the room, 5 points a game, whatever it is. But again, I remind folks, Abu Kijab, Emmanuel Akot, Chabuzo Abo averaged 2 points a game at Texas Tech, when he came over. So
Sure.
I think the stats aren't everything. This guy played about 15 minutes a game in the Big East and got some big time experience. And when he actually did get a chance to play late in the season, he had 15 points and 8 rebounds at Marquette, who was a number 6 team in the country at the time. So I think Omar Stanley really added to the excitement level of this team. You saw a lot of national media start to comment on that, about what it's doing for Boise State basketball nationally moving forward. And how about, somebody like Logan Byler here on the ICCU YouTube chat, Johnny? He says, personally, I'm more excited for basketball than football. this year. And
outlier though, bless his heart. But
you would have never heard that. You would have never heard that often at all. Moving forward, and there's a lot of reasons I think to be excited about football too. But it does show you that this basketball team continues to reach new levels, and this is not, I don't think, just a football town anymore. I think basketball season in the past, Johnny, was a way to get people closer to spring ball and then closer to the next football season, something to occupy the time. I think you're, legit becoming a two-sport powerhouse.
Is the student section packed every game next year?
Probably not.
That's when I'll say, okay, all right, here we are. I think it might be this year, BJ. I really do. I think that this might be the year where attendance is back to where they talk about the old Bobby Day, Big Sky days, man. I think that potential is there. We'll see, though. But, yeah, the own students on campus. Hopefully this is the change, though, but I probably agree with you on that.
They did. They've already announced a new 500 new season ticket holders. So they already had a record season ticket holder number last year. They've already added 500 new season ticket holders this year. And so, and again, they may not be done. I don't know, but we are broadcasting from the Cutwater Spirits mobile studios. More than 30 flavors of pre-mixed premium cocktails, and pick yours up at your local gas station or grocery store. Cutwater Spirits back for another year with Bronco Nation News, and we appreciate their support. We're going to have them out at the golf tournament as well. Some cool announcements on that coming up shortly as well. You looking to spruce up your back patio, your garage, your basement? How about the concrete coatings from rowpaint.com? 5 times stronger than epoxy, the one-day install. Get more information, roepaint.com. Transform the look of your concrete slab. Lithia Ford of Boise will buy your used vehicle. That's right. Lithia Ford of Boise will buy your used vehicle even if you don't want to buy from them. Sounds crazy, I know, because why would you not want to buy from them? The Raines family happy with our F-150 purchase. But if you're not looking to purchase a vehicle or want to do it somewhere else, you can drive on in. They'll make a cash offer on the spot from Lithia Ford of Boise. Idaho Central Credit Union, ICCU.com. Oh, I got some cool stuff we're working on with ICCU. I wish I could let the cat out of the bag, Johnny. But
PJ, please.
We got some cool stuff, man. The NIL world, you can do some cool things now. So stay tuned. Idaho Central Credit Union, Bronco Nation News, doing some really cool things here moving forward. ICCU.com. We're going to make history here at Bronco Nation News with the help of ICCU. And I do mean history here moving forward. So stay tuned on that. But over 550,000 folks have made the switch to ICCU, and you can too. Get more information, find a branch near you at ICCU.com. And if you're looking for a new job, Transportation Compliance Service can help you out. Transcompservice.com. Help you get into the trucking industry, whether it's the Amazon truck in your neighborhood, the big rig on your screen, anything in between. The delivery service booming right now, coming off the pandemic. So complete trucking compliance management, all your DOT permits, the overweight permits, all that good stuff. They can help you out and get you out there on the road. Transcompservice.com. I mentioned Omar Stanley, Johnny. He was the newest one on Friday. Let's hear a quick bite from Leon Rice talking about Omar Stanley, and then I want to get your thoughts on adding Stanley to the mix here.
Omar's a special, special kid. He really is, and he's going to blossom here. And, there's a lot of – we lost some great players last year again for the second year with the graduation of our seniors, and one of those great ones was the energy and the enthusiasm and the infectious smile that Naj brought. Well, Omar's got a lot of that. He's one of those kids that every time you talk to him, you're excited to talk to him, and you feel better about things after you talk to him, and that's a great quality to have on a team. And there was a void in our locker room, or would be a void, losing Naj, but I think Omar's going to be, in his own way, is going to fill a big part of that because he gets to be himself that way, and that will be huge for our culture and our team.
Omar Stanley, Johnny, again, not the huge 7-foot rim protector that some people were looking for maybe after they got Cam Martin, but you look at the stats. More importantly, you look at the film and you talk to folks. He seems like a very similar player to Najee Smith. He's got, just talking to him on Friday on BNN, he had this infectious smile and energy about him, and I think there's a lot of similarities to Najee Smith, but you hear, he even said it himself, junkyard dog type of player, going to go in there, not, tough, not back down, go get those dirty rebounds, those dirty buckets under the hoop, play defense, defend. I mean, he would have been second on Boise State's team in blocks last year, and he only played 15 minutes a game. So he has a long wingspan for his size, only being 6'8". And again, you're talking about a player that's probably your sixth man or your seventh man, or maybe he pushes Cam Martin to start. But either way, you're not bringing him to be like the main piece. He's a complementary piece. What'd you think of the Omar Stanley pickup?
I like it a lot, man. Here's a guy, BJ. He started mostly from the second half on at St. John's. He started 15, 16 games last year for the Johnnies
18
in the Big East. Big level ball. And he was able to compete and battle down low with some of the bigs in that league. I really like this move. I'm not going to, I mean, I see some Naj in him, but I think he's probably a little better inside than Naj, but nowhere outside. Najee Smith was a high-level three-point shooter. Omar Stanley's taken 11 threes the whole season. Made 5 of them, but doesn't shoot the 3 a lot. So I can see the junkyard dog type of Najee's game I see in Stanley, but I don't think he's the perimeter player. But I don't think this team maybe needs him to be a perimeter player the way they asked Naj to just do everything. One of my big storylines with this team next year, BJ, and I don't know how they're going to work it out, whatever, but do you start Omar Stanley or do you start Cam Martin? That, I think, is the big decision this staff has to make. Maybe Stanley helps you more defensively, so you start him. Maybe he's more of an energized guy, so you bring him off the bench. Maybe Cam Martin's the better scorer. You'd rather have him maybe come off the bench and kind of be there with some of that second unit so you can lean on Cam Martin's scoring ability more. You might not need it as much with the first. I don't know. I mean, we'll figure out, but I think, BJ, I don't know if I'm way off base on this. I think that's kind of the position battle, right? Omar Stanley or Cam Martin. I don't know if you start both those guys. Your thought?
Which is a good problem to have, and that's a problem they haven't really had in the past. The 5 starters have kind of been obvious. The fact that you're having a legit question about who should start talks about the depth they're adding on this team. I mean, San Diego State had Adam Seiko coming off the bench, and the dude was one of the best three-point shooters in America. Stephen Ashworth didn't start the season for Utah State as a starter. So
first-team all-league guy, too.
I mean, the fact that there's an actual debate who should start Cam Martin or, that goes and talks to what they're trying to do. They want to have the starting 5 doesn't necessarily mean it's the 5 that end the game,
Sure.
and it's not the 5 they're going to play the 35 minutes. And I think that they're, legitimately between Degenhart and those 2 newcomers, the 3 of those guys can rotate and spread out the minutes, where I think that, all those guys play 30 minutes a game instead of 2 of them playing 37 or whatever. I think that could be a huge help. Now, let's hear from Leon talking about Cam Martin as well, because he had not talked since they signed Cam Martin. Again, 6'9", outside shooter from Kansas. Here's Leon Rice on Cam Martin.
That's a special player, and people that understand basketball understand that the level he put up those godly numbers at. It's a hard level to play at. And it doesn't matter who you are. Like, there's a lot of bigs in the country that if you put at that level, they're not averaging those numbers. A lot of them. And most of them. Because it takes a really special mentality and a really special skill set to be able to score 25 a night. I mean, that's, the only guy I've ever been around that did something like that was Adam Morrison. And so it doesn't matter what level, because that's one of the best D2 leagues in the country, and I've been, I've coached at the D2. There's a lot of nights a lot of guys on our team were better than guys that D1s around us had. So, those numbers are real, and he's a scorer, and but he's super skilled, and the thing I think he's improved mostly in the last 2 years, I thought on film when I watched the D2 stuff, thought it was more of a Nick Duncan skill type kid. His athleticism is there. So that probably is the thing that surprised me most. But no, he's what a great fit, and what a, I think somebody said something about, shoot, I think people wanted us to get Akeem Olajuwon because he's a good rim protector. Yeah. And then somebody said, maybe somebody that maybe doesn't know enough about basketball said something like, well, it sounds like they got 2 Tysons. And I'm thinking to myself, well, if it's 2 Tysons, that's a pretty good thing. I mean, that kid's going to be a Player of the Year candidate in the Mountain West. He's first team already as a sophomore. I'll take 2 of those any day, no doubt. There's not one coach in the country that wouldn't take 2 of those.
There's Leon Rice talking about Cam Martin and his addition to the team, Johnny. So
I like the Nick Duncan comparison there. I missed that at the presser. If you have kind of a higher level Nick Duncan, that'd be fun.
Yeah, I mean, that's what he thought he was at first. And then he looked at him and he said, oh, he can actually do more than that. He can score in the post a little bit. He can do some different things. And again, I think people look at the stats and see that he barely played at Kansas. The first year he redshirted because they had an NBA big playing in front of him. And then last year he got hurt. So I think there's more to the story there. But, he mentioned the D2 stats and he didn't want to come out and say it. But I think what he's basically saying is Lucas Milner and Mo Silla aren't averaging 25 points a game at the D2 level, probably. I mean, what he did.
That's tough to do at any level. Be a 25 a night guy in a college level 40-minute game. That is a very high level skill there. So we'll see where it translates, right?
Yep. No doubt.
Yeah. I can't wait to see. I think he probably starts, but who knows? If Tyson plays better with Stanley, maybe defensively, or maybe Stanley allows Burns to do a little bit more defensively than Cam does. Maybe you flip that, but they should play about the same amount of minutes. Cam probably plays more than Stanley because of the way they want to get up and score. But, I really like this team, man. I like a lot of these guys. I can't wait to see Cam Martin play. Yeah.
Roddy Anderson, the third newcomer. I want to talk about him. But first, the Blue and Orange Store. Check them out, theblueandorangestore.com. Free shipping, any order over $40 if you order from theblueandorangestore.com, or if you're in the Boise area, second floor of the Boise Town Square Mall, go check out the Blue and Orange Store. Ridley's Family Markets, they got that new app. Go download the Shop Ridley's app there in your app store on your phone. 13 Idaho locations. You can find one near you at shopridleys.com, and you get like 40% off on some items if you use the app there, shopridleys.com. You need business insurance? Check out United Commercial Insurance. They write business policy insurance in 44 states around the country. They can help you out pretty much anywhere you're watching this from. 229-8222. The best in business insurance at United Commercial Insurance. They make business insurance easy. If you're looking for a new dentist, highly recommend Dr. Minor. My kids love going there. It just makes it an enjoyable experience going to the dentist. BoiseDentistryCo.com. Check them out. Find a location near you. They got 5 in the Treasure Valley. The newest technology, friendly environment. Check them out. BoiseDentistryCo.com. Saw Matt Bauscher, big surprise. Sold another house on social media. He's selling them left and right. The number 1 ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley is Matt Bauscher. BauscherRealEstate.com. Check them up. Check them out. No home is too big or too small for Matt Bauscher and Bauscher Real Estate. And Timberstone Golf Course. Play Timberstone.com. Book your tee time. The weather's starting to warm up a little bit. They got some tee times available. Play Timberstone.com. They got the daily deals on their website as well. And if you're looking for lessons, Tad's got some open slots. Private lessons with Tad Holloway, former Boise State golfer, does a great job. Play Timberstone.com. Johnny, we do have, speaking of golf, a little announcement to make here in the middle of the show. I guess we should do it now while we have good viewership. We're, about 6 weeks away now, 5.5 weeks pushing towards the golf tournaments. And on a smaller announcement, I did just confirm with our friend Gibson Berryhill, John Berryhill over at Bacon Restaurant. They will be providing a bacon bag. I don't know if you had the bacon bags.
I have, man. They're actually delicious. Max Rice sent me and Prater one in the studio. And
okay.
Hell yeah.
So everybody, every foursome at the golf tournament is going to get a bacon bag from Bacon to chow down on. So we'll make sure John Mallory has one in his cart.
Those will be popular.
You'll have a bacon bag in your cart. So adding to it, you already get Pastry Perfection, the Degenhart dozens. They're going to be there for breakfast. Pastry Perfection donuts, the Degenhart dozens for breakfast. And now you're going to have bacon bags in your cart, 1 per foursome for the golf tournament as well. And I think, Johnny, to this point, I know you and Jay Tuss might differ that you guys are the headliners playing in this tournament. I would like to I think we have a new headliner in terms of confirmed participants for the tournament. We can now officially announce that the guy we've been talking about, Leon Rice, is confirmed and will be in attendance June 2nd for the golf tournament. So if you're looking if you're excited about basketball season, come out and see Coach Rice swing the sticks a little bit and meet Coach Rice. We'll do a little Q&A up on stage as well during lunch. Probably will make an appearance on KTIK radio that day, I would assume, also with you guys doing the show out there. So the morning session is sold out, but we have afternoon flight foursomes still available. So if you want to jump in now, we're adding participants daily. But Leon Rice, Johnny, last year was confirmed and then had to back out due to the Team USA stuff. But Team USA doesn't leave till a week later this year. So the schedule works, and we can now confirm Leon Rice for the golf tournament on June 2nd. And if you want in, got a couple of foursomes left in the afternoon. So BroncoNationNews.com, click on the golf tab, or you can just go to BroncoNationNews.com/golf. You can also reach out to me via social media or email to get in. But Leon Rice, Johnny, confirmed for the tournament.
That'll be fun, man. You got a big list of local celebs, and Leon's fun. How's his golf game?
How do I say this without taking any shots at our friend Leon Rice? Maybe doesn't hit it the furthest, but he hits it straight, man. And it's maybe not the prettiest, and you look up and he shot 85 or something, or 86, and you're like, how did he do that? Like, he's
okay.
I've played with Coach Rice. Yeah, he's not going to wow you off the tee. He won't wow you with, like, his, the form of his shot or anything, but it's straight and it's steady, and he can, he'll make the putts, and you look up and he's right there. If you have a couple bucks on the round with your buddies, he's the kind of guy that you probably could sneakily have and probably do pretty well with. Awesome. solid golfer, I would say.
I love it, man. Cool. Good get.
That'll be June 2nd. So, again, Johnny and Prater and Tuss, the whole gang will be out there. We had already mentioned R.J. Keene and Tyson Degenhart. Johnny will hopefully here in the near future have some announcement on some football players. Last year, we only had the morning session, so we couldn't get any football players out there. Now we got the afternoon session when their workouts will be done, so I'm pretty sure we're going to have some football players. They saw the basketball players having the fun and reached out and said, hey, we want in too. So we'll hopefully have some football players out there. You do not want to miss this tournament. You can win the hole-in-one as well. So BroncoNationNews.com/golf. Sign up today. John, final couple 3 minutes here. Roddy Anderson also is a newcomer to the Boise State men's basketball team. Leon Rice talked about Roddy and his addition and what he means to the team as well.
Gained so much experience this year, and he got better and better as the year went on. And he's got a gear, and when I look at some of the really good guards that we've had here, I don't know if there's been a sophomore that was in a better spot as a point guard. Derek evolved to be that. Mikey Thompson evolved to be that, but they were just ballers. Even Shave, he was a baller that played point. This kid has had a full year at running a point, and so he might be ahead of those guys. And that's some pretty lofty things to say, that because those were great players here. One, player of the year candidates, all league player guys, and those kind of things. But we have high expectations for him, and one of the great things about him is he can go by people. And when you got shooters all around you and all that space, you have a guy that can go by somebody, it's going to create problems, no doubt.
Johnny, we got about 60 seconds left, but he was the first one to commit. We've known about him the longest, but how are you coming around on Roddy Anderson?
Yeah, he's going to be your starting point guard. He's also going to push Jace Whiting to become the absolute best version of Jace Whiting. I think, coming off the bench, Jace Whiting, I expect his role to be heavier, and these guys will push each other. Ultimately, though, from the looks of it, Roddy Anderson could be a special player here, a special point guard here for 3 years, an all-league type of player. Leon Rice just told you kind of that's where his ceiling is. He's an all-league caliber player. He can get there. I don't know if Jace Whiting could be an all-Mountain West guy this next year. I think Roddy Anderson might be able to. And the super team, BJ, the super team.
And says he's got friends that are renewing for season tickets for basketball and not doing football season tickets instead this year. How about that? So folks are becoming, buying in on basketball. Andrew says Coach Rice continues to impress. Lucky to have such great athletic department teams. Even gymnastics has been fun to follow. Skyship, not quite Talon Green, Genty excited yet, but excited for basketball season nonetheless. Sky asking about, is this the best roster in Boise State basketball history? Looking like it could possibly be. We'll get to that down the road. And Nate, don't know. He's asking when the basketball schedule comes out. All we know, the only confirmed games right now is the tournament in Orlando, and 5 of the 8 teams in that Orlando tournament made the NCAA tournament last year. So that's going to be.
How do you think Leon schedules the non-con?
I think
more lollygag tech, or
no? I think it's like last year. I think you lock it up like last year. St. Louis, Texas A&M. I think you get some solid teams like last year because you think you're going to be good and you win some of those games, and then you're ready to make the tournament again. Curtis Cahoon, John Mallory, still number 1 in my book. Is what Curtis says. And then Perry says, guys, thanks for the great coverage. So Johnny, appreciate it as always. Thanks to JP for help getting us on the air. We'll be listening 3 to 6 today. Johnny, Prater, JP, Bob, the whole gang, 3 to 6, KTIK, Idaho Sports Talk, 95.3 FM, 1350 AM. You can download their app. You can listen online, KTIK.com, and go subscribe to their YouTube channel as well. Have a great day, everybody. We'll have coverage coming, BroncoNationNews.com. Jay Tuss joins me at 9 a.m. tomorrow. We'll talk to you later. Bronco Nation News Live, BroncoNationNews.com.